Welcome back to Let's Play Liberia and Victoria 3. This time we'll come back after a brand new crispy patch that introduces some minor changes to how population diversity is reduced in late game so that it doesn't get too laggy. At the moment, of course, we don't have a lot of immigration, so we're not too worried about that. We're still kind of working on ending religious discrimination in our small country as we are expanding in the north. I expect most of our people to be animist in the end. As you can see, large swaths of the country are animist. Surprisingly, the number of people who are Afro-Americans in the country has increased drastically since the beginning, since it was around 50,000 and it rose up to 200,000. By the way, historically that's not true. Around the game start date there should be just around 3,000 Afro-Americans in Liberia, as there were very few of the colonists, if you may, at that time who were living just by the coast in the beginning, and essentially there were other people living in the territory of Liberia, so there was a lot of conflict, there was malaria, and quite a few died. In about 20 years, I think they lost around 60% of population in the colony. So that's why in the beginning there should be just about 3,000 Afro-Americans to truly reflect the situation. But I suppose 50,000 works as well. In the end, what I'm trying to say is most of our people are animists and we don't want to discriminate them, because why should we? So that will hopefully reduce the amount of radicals that we have right now. Let's continue with the game. We're still waiting to enact total separation of religion. The colonization is ongoing. Let's see, yeah, we only have 43 days. So we're going full speed with our colonization efforts, but we're not neglecting our improvements when it comes to industrial production as well. Right, so a small conspiracy. A small group of people have been caught instigating a slave revolt in Liberia. However, local slaveholders believe this is to be signs of a much wider reaching conspiracy and demand suspects punished. We cannot take any risk with such subversive activities, or such ruthlessness would be better applied to exercising your own demons. Ooh, some smart talking. Let's do that. I like it. So, yes, we'll make petite bourgeoisie like us more, and landowners like us less. Now, we don't really care what the landowners think, so I'm okay with petite bourgeoisie. But I do want to be more attractive to trade unions in particular. They're gaining clout rapidly. Industrialists, on the other hand, I don't care that much about, but so far our interests align, so it's fine that they're in the government. Now let's see how much legitimacy do we have. More. Oh, revolution is upon us. I didn't actually notice that the revolution really picked up speed. Let's see. Oh wow, they want us. They want to subjugate and puppet us. Okay, I don't mind being a puppet of the United States. Weren't we a puppet to begin with? Yeah, I'm not too sure. Aren't we supposed to be a puppet? I think that this could be because... Was that Teddy Roosevelt? No. Looks a little bit like Teddy Roosevelt. Could that be because there's some bug that... damage relations. We're a protectorate. So they suddenly decided to be domineering towards us, and then we have a revolution. Okay, I wish I got a notification about this. So we have nobody to help us out. I think we just give in. We definitely we don't have any way of fighting this. So yeah, let's give in. We will become a puppet of United States, which means we will have to pay some of our tax money to them. I'm mostly fine with that. And we're gonna be blue. I'm not fine with that, but hey. But we have to survive best way possible. So essentially all I can do right now is fast forward through this conflict. I can activate 3 conscripts, so let's do that. Why not? Let's recruit a... Oh, there are no battalions available, so whatever. Oh, did we just... Okay, so the war ended. Okay, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Why am I suddenly colonizing crew? Am I allowed not to do that? Because I don't want to. I don't understand how this started happening. Oh, it's probably because revolutionary Liberia decided to do so. Okay, but they back down right now, so we're okay with that. It's a real big shame that we also had to be puppeted by the United States, because we lose... I'm not sure if we do get that technology advantage, but I'm definitely sure that we're gonna have to pay more. Let's see. Yeah, we do get progress. It's not technology progress. It's relations progress. So let me... Either way, let's see. I think there should be a cost. Yeah, diplomatic pacts. So as a United States puppet, we pay 1,400. That's really not optimal, but I suppose it is what it is. Not something that we can really change anyway. Let's expand our logging camps and perhaps construction sector as well, since it's quite lacking. Right, we have an event. Let's see what it is. Is it raining here or snowing? Anyway, let's go to the event. A shocking expose published in the Liberian Evening News has revealed astonishing depths of corruption within our nation's religious institutions. Public opinion has swung decisively against Protestant clergy. And if you're confused, then I guess this is a picture of the Protestant clergy. Not sure, maybe a little bit of a bug. Even faith is corruptible. Ghastly. Perhaps it's time for a change of heart. So, whoa. Our president will become a nihilist. What does that entail? Let's see. Oh, no. Never had a nihilist president. He's opposed to theocracy and state religion. I don't think it really matters what he thinks. So let's just go with even faith is corruptible and wait this out. Government is quite legitimate. So because of the revolution, all of the parties of the revolution, they lost their clout completely. They're going to rebuild it slowly, but until then, we're quite influential. All of these interest groups in government right now. It's quite interesting that the industrialists lost a lot of ground. I think that's because due to the revolution, there were a lot of changes to the market. They didn't have the market access to the American market, so they couldn't sell their goods, and therefore everybody was fired. And the industrial profits must have fell as well, and that cost them a lot of clout. Since clout is from the population size and wealth. The duel. Solomon Cheeseman, interesting, has challenged Leonard Glover to a duel to the death. I can let them fight, I can stop it, or I can ban dueling. If I do ban dueling, of course, we're down with the intelligentsia. I really don't see a reason to try and woo the landowners. I guess except that they're the second most powerful interest group in the country. Not particularly compatible with the intelligentsia though. So as you can see, there's very few landowners, but they're really powerful. So the laws and their wealth is what makes them powerful. Let's see if we have any more laws that help them out. Yeah, slave trade. I guess that's the next pillar that we're going to topple after total separation is enacted. Low market access. Liberia has much lower market access. That's probably because of, yeah, infrastructure. We do have railways already. I'm not sure why they will not build, but we're going to change that now. In the meantime, what are we researching? Oh, Bessemer process. That's good. It's going to improve our steel production, which right now is not great. Not a lot of things working in our economy as of now. Right. We now have total separation. What does that mean? Religions will be accepted based on always. This allows multiple production methods. I think that means that we cannot have universities. Yep. So before we had clerical educators, now it's just secular academia. So that will take a little bit of wind out of the clergyman sails. I think that has implications as well for our bureaucracy, but we don't have any government buildings as of this moment, so it does not matter. Let's just wait for our railways to be built. Oh, Bessemer process unlocked. This will improve our steel production. Good. And then coming up next, I think we could get better at colonizing. So let's go with civilizing. Oh, it's 10 years. That's not that good. In 10 years, I won't be needing it that much. So we could go with psychiatry, egalitarianism. I feel like, yeah, let's invent the idea that maybe people are not that different. Central banking should help us with minting. Yeah, maybe let's go with that. As I would like to improve the income we get from minting, which is really almost 1/3 of our total income. So then we can leverage our GDP to make money out of it, which dropped significantly due to that revolution. I think the revolution and the subsequent puppeting of Liberia by the US is both result of the new patch, because that's a big change from what was happening before that. As you can see, France is much more aggressive in its colonial efforts, as are the Netherlands. I think before, yeah, they took over the whole coast here. Okay, can-do attitude and hidden communities. Let's see, can-do attitude. Soldiers are complaining that they have no way to open their canned food. Let's spend some money to develop a way, or they'll figure it out. Okay, I don't particularly care about armed forces approval, so figure it out. Hidden communities. Small communities of fugitive slaves hidden away in remote areas of Liberia have become targets of local slaveholders, fearing they could assist in potential uprisings. The very existence of such places undermines the authority of our institutions. Or, what would they expect to accomplish by hunting down people in the middle of nowhere? Yeah. I don't like how the petite bourgeoisie is somehow the vanguard against slavery, but it is what it is. We support the anti-slavers, as always. Right. I suppose we could think about increasing taxes. Just a little bit. I think we can allow ourselves to reduce the bureaucrat salaries as well. I don't like going too deep into debt. Then we can tax services, as one should. Okay, we're not promoting mobility in Liberia right now, which we completely should focus on. Right, we can build one more logging camp here. I do believe we're not at full capacity when it comes to construction, so let's do that as well. Hopefully we can do interventionism quickly. No, so that we get more funds to build, so that we can have investment pools to build from. I really preferred the old AI that was not so hell-bent on colonizing everything. Yeah, so we're competing with the Dutch to finish colonization of Kru. And right now the Mandinka lands here. They're okay, nobody's trying to get there. That's fine with me. Oh, we're having positive income because we're not actually building anything. So let's fix that. Our steel industry is doing great. I wonder what's the next. Water tube boiler. That would be very useful in almost everything. So the moment we develop central banking, we'll go there. Let's see how our urban center is doing. We can improve public transport, but it won't be effective, so we will wait. Oh, okay, we can improve our rail productivity. It's #1 rail in the world. How do you like that? Might as well expand it a little bit, perhaps. Or I do want to get into the motor industries, so let's do that. I think it should be profitable. Let's pause the game because we have an event. Cross-border investments. Liberian industrialists are interested in making investments in neighboring Sierra Leonean industries. An excellent investment. So that will improve our relations, and Sierra Leone gets foreign investment, or strong arm them into investing domestically, which will give us manufacturing tax income. I like that. It's really not worthwhile giving them more money. I hope that radicalization is growing as well. Right. We're not doing well when it comes to our budgeting. Oh, I just realized that we are not passing a new law. So we're going with interventionism. Trade unions and industrialists want interventionism. Let's see which one is more powerful right now. As a matter of fact, trade unions are marginalized, and industrialists are holding strong. It's the intelligentsia that are the strongest right now, surprisingly enough. Let's enact interventionism. So what this will allow us is to actually tap into the investment pools when we're constructing, as right now we can only construct out of our own pocket, which is less than ideal. I do not understand why we... Oh, fractional dissolution unlocked. So this is relating to food industries, which is not really important for me. Oh, how about we change to some artillery in case there's a war. Let's improve our troops. However, I don't like the fact that we only have one conscript here. I don't quite understand where did our military go. Is there now a bigger debuff? Oh, no, that is fine. War with Mexico. Somehow I feel like that doesn't involve me anyway, so I'm just gonna stay out of it. Yeah, I don't see how Britain can win this against the United States. I'm happy to participate as a spectator. Okay, central banking unlocked. That will improve our finances just a little bit. Next up, we want to go to the open hearth process. Or is it steam donkey? Both of them are going to take... Oh, yeah. Now remember, we need the water to boiler. Let's go with that. Next up, what do we do about this? I can't blame everything just on the money we pay to the United States. Yeah, we're gonna have to reduce the amount of building we're doing right now. Maybe raise taxes. No, we're still hitting a pretty heavy minus. Actually, I think because intelligentsia are so loyal to us that we can reduce the government wages a little bit. We're still not where we want to be. Let's think more about how can we reduce our expenditures. I know what I can do. We need to lose the university. Okay, that helped considerably, but we're still not where we want to be. Railways are actually pretty helpful at the moment. So that's not the problem. Let's see how our motor industries work out. Perhaps we can break even. Indeed we can. I do think our motor industries, they only require steel. And how much steel do we produce? Quite a lot. That probably means that steel is cheap. Therefore, it's very productive to make engines. So let's expand this here. I guess, of course, that makes our steel mills even more productive than they were before. Beautiful. I really like that. Let's see what else do we need for that. We're consuming way more iron than we're producing. However, yes, we're not using the most productive ways to go about it, but we really can't use this, for example. We need coal, and coal is expensive. Yeah, so right now, investing into iron is not the best idea. I would ideally want to do that so we can make more steel and therefore make more motors, but I'm just happy that my motor investment worked out. Right, we have two events. Mining accident. A mine in Liberia has collapsed, trapping miners within the dark shafts below. The scale of the accident has made the tragedy a story across Liberia and the nation. Liberia is the nation, but okay, whatever. This is a small price to pay for the march of industry, say the industrialists. And I say no, it's actually an outrageous abuse of the common man, which cannot continue. Right? Let's see how our trade unions are doing. Badly. All of these groups are doing poorly. Landlords are slowly losing their clout. Sure enough, industrialists are very strong due to their immense wealth. It's easy to get wealthy when the government is building all of your factories. Oh, moving to precision tools here will improve our productivity. That's good. How about here? I was not aware of that. So steel tools will suddenly make us way more productive. Except not our steel factories for some reason. Okay, the steel market suddenly collapsed. What happened here? Well, the wood market is doing quite well. Okay, let's go back to... Yep. Who tools it is? What happened here? I don't quite understand. Oh, because we're not producing enough steel. Fair enough. And we're not producing enough steel because... Wait, steel is quite cheap right now, right? That should mean that this should be way more productive. But it's not. Prices are fluctuating. So steel is effectively not productive at all. Why? Oh, look at that. We're deep in debt at the moment. Well, let's wait out 28 weeks and just stop building until we pay off our loans. We can increase the taxes a little bit. Yeah, it's going to be economic crisis mode for a bit. As soon as we stop building that engine factory. I hope it does pay off. Right now it doesn't look like it will pay off. See this, yeah. Rail transportation will make our logging camps more effective, but not our iron mines. We are in default. Can somebody pay off our debts? America. I can start bankrolling. Can I ask them to pay off my debts? Would be a nice thing to be able to ask. Oh no, the United States is losing the war. Let's see. Ah, man. That would be so nice if Liberia treaty port. If I lose this war, then I lose territory. That would be horrible. What's going on here? So, Mexico is making inroads into American territory. How is that even possible? We're losing on this front. Okay. Nice job, America. Really bungled it up after puppeting me. Fast forward to 4 years. Unfortunately, I noticed that I wasn't recording for a little bit and I cannot go back and replay those parts. So I'm just gonna bring you up to speed. What happened is the UK dropped out of the war, and apparently without the UK, Mexico doesn't really have much going on for them militarily. They have 4 battalions defending this area against 181 American battalions, and then 27 battalions defending the rest of Mexico. So I do feel confident in saying that we will probably win this war, which means that the UK will not press its war goals on transferring the coast of Liberia to them. So we have avoided an existential crisis here, and I'm really happy about that. In the meantime, we've been trying to restore our industrial capacity and making sure we're back to profit, which is very difficult since we're paying those diplomatic-backed fees to the United States because we're a puppet. Not perfect, but we are getting our money back on track. This is thanks to really profitable industries such as steel and furniture. We're even bravely increasing the size of our furniture industry, despite the fact that we're a little bit in debt. Hopefully soon that will not be a problem. Our glorious chairs will fill up the world. So I do apologize about this fast forward moment. Unfortunately, there's no ways for me to fix this right now. And that's where we will end this time. We have finished colonizing the West African, colonizable West African parts. So Liberia now extends a little bit deeper into the continent, and we will start to slowly think about incorporating these parts into our country, as we will be able to improve our population size, and the populations here will not be repressed by our cultural norms. Additionally, speaking of repression, for some reason some North Italians have moved into Liberia, where they have become a repressed minority, unfortunately. I sincerely don't know what forced them to come here, but I won't be able to fix their situation for a while, since we have quite a few laws to pass, mainly interventionism. But we are slowly accomplishing our goals. We do have finished our colonization efforts here. We're going to start expanding soon. And we do have a state in which most of the population is not in any way repressed. So racial segregation means most of our 99% of the population is not discriminated against. And so does total separation help us with not discriminating our people. So in the end, that means that radicalism should eventually drop. Right now it's quite high because people are being fired and so on. A little bit of economical instability, but we'll fix that. Either way, GDP is on the rise, literacy is on the rise. We're still a bit behind the world, but hey, it's getting better. Standard of living, could be better. But look at that. Our population is almost doubled since the beginning of the game. So I feel good about this game. Come back for the next episode, which should come out quite soon. Thank you.